everyone. This is Hal Hawkins with the Retro World Series. We're here today at WeebCon Indy 2025, and we're fortunate to have with us our 2024-2025 Player of the Year, True Coup, back-to-back champion, I might add. How are you today, True?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Um, once again, congratulations on winning the Player of the Year award, being the back-to-back champion. How does it feel this time around?
Well, it feels great. It feels great to be able to just keep doing this. Like, I keep wondering, like, how long will it keep going, and I reckon it's just going to keep trying as long as I can and go into each venue, and you never know who's going to show up, and getting to learn different games, revisit old ones, and meet people from all different walks of life is an experience I never really get tired of.
So I went back and looked. This is going to be your fourth season taking part in the Retro World Series. You've played in just over 90 or almost 90 tournaments, I believe, and you've won over 30. So 1 in 3 tournaments you win. How did you feel like you were going to see that kind of success?
Not exactly, because part of my problem, which is also, I guess, part of why I was able to do it, is because I kind of try to immerse myself very deeply into like whatever knowledge there is to know about the games. That's not to say I become like the best player of every game, but I try to at least have a very a concept and understand where, like, if somebody sees it that does know the game, they can be like, oh, hey, they took the time to learn that game a little bit. You don't really always see that, and I'm always preparing. I'm always trying to at least be prepared for the worst, right? Like, I never know who's going to come through that door.
Right.
So I think that's a big part of the success is I try to really elevate it as much as I can.
Now you correct me if I'm wrong, but you came to the Retro World Series because of Crash Team Racing, right?
That is 100% true. Yes.
Um, you've won a lot more tournaments than Crash Team Racing, and a lot more games than Crash Team
Oh,
Racing.
that's my freaking phone, dude. Sorry.
It's
Sorry. I,
okay.
I didn't put it on silent. I
We're not
forgot.
live, but we'll keep this on the recording.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Just so you came to this for Crash Team Racing,
Yes.
but you've won a lot of tournaments, more tournaments than not, with other games. What games did you already know coming into this, and what ones did you have to learn?
Well, that's a good question because I actually used to do locally. I used to TO and I used to try to get retro gaming going in the areas I was in. First in my hometown, then I went to college. I tried to do the same thing there. And whenever I TO'd, I was always also worried about a similar kind of thing as I was competing. Like, I don't know who's going to come through that door, so if I'm going to run a competition, I need to know like everything about this game so that I can be prepared if they try to like break it or something,
Right.
right? And so, yeah, there was, but as far as like what I really did, like I grew up playing Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, the classic ones especially, and I liked fighting games and racing games in general, but yeah, as far as what I learned, like I'd learned Tekken pretty much from scratch. I was never a big Tekken guy. I've come to really appreciate it over the years, though. It's a very finely put together game, and so some of my other favorites I had to learn from you, or for your organization, or ever, was Twisted Metal 2. That became like one of my favorite games ever once I actually figured it out, and I was like terrible when I started, never played it.
See, I
So
thought you had already known about and played Twisted
yeah,
Metal, so that's news to me right
yeah.
now.
I grew up with 4, and
Oh, okay. Oh,
yeah,
four.
and
Okay.
it's a very different game, and I did have a soft spot for it. I still do, but 2 is better after I actually learned how it really works.
So what would you say is you've got Tekken, Puzzle Fighter, Sonic the Fighters. These are games
Oh yeah.
and you've been quite successful at. What would you say is have the games that have become your favorites since you've started learning them?
Well, out of the ones I've had to learn, because I would say, obviously you still know what my favorite game is of all time, but yeah, I'm Tekken
It's
3
not
is,
Mario Kart 64, by the way.
yeah, no, contrary to popular belief, but I am excited to learn more things in Tekken 3 every time I come to it. So that's a fun one to practice and learn more about, and yeah, I would say that one's been a big breadwinner in terms of like points, because it does get run a lot. It's a very popular game, and that's
Yes.
like a lot of my experience with the game came, especially early on, just from playing in brackets, right? And
Right.
then So that's where like my matchup knowledge and all that comes from, and that's where I'm still growing. Like there's still tournaments every now and then where a character gets broke out that I've played against maybe once or twice in a tournament, or maybe never. So
Any games you're wanting to or you're wanting us to have or look forward to?
oh man,
We've been, we've added a lot of games.
yeah,
So
the lineups have been pretty cool, man. It's a pipe dream because nobody plays it anymore. But like, I used to run a competitive league for Siphon Filter 2 at my community college. I would love to do death matches and that again. But the thing is, like, it's really not a good game if you don't have two people that know how to play it.
I think you're the only person that
Yeah,
I've ever heard actually mention the game in
I
the past
know.
20 years.
So, as far as something that might actually happen, oh boy, we're getting we're doing Alpha 3 at this event, so I can't
Yes.
ask for that. You already did Pocket Fighter, so I
Yep.
can't ask for that either. Dang man, I brought it out. At this point, still haven't done like a SmackDown game, like
No, we have not done. Or Here Comes the Pain, or
and
any the wrestling we haven't done. We're doing No Mercy at Southeast Game Exchange, but no, we haven't brought the later editions of those kind of wrestling
yeah,
games.
like the Ukes engine is I think they're typically referred to, and then also like the later Mortal Kombat games, like Deception, like the 3D era. I kind of like some of those. I'm nostalgic for them, and I have never got to. Well, I haven't got to play them in a competitive setting since I was young, so I don't know what kind of like meta people would bring out now. Because I've seen what people do online, and I'm like, could we get some of that happening here? Like could be fun.
You've won 2 Player of the Years, and you're here in Indianapolis. A Mississippi boy came to
Hmm.
Minneapolis or Indianapolis to play these tournaments. You're definitely going for number 3, right?
Yeah, at this point, I mean, after the way Atlanta went, I was kind of invested at that point. I was like, well, I reckon I ain't got a choice now.
What do you hope to accomplish this year that's different from the previous years?
Well, I accomplished two of the things that I had wanted. I wanted a much larger participant win than I'd had previously, and I wanted to. It was like on my personal
You wanted
checklist.
to win a tournament with a lot of people in it.
Right. And I also wanted to win a tournament bigger than this Crash tournament I missed back in 2019. Y'all had 32 for MomoCon, and then we had 33 in 2024, and I lost.
Right.
So I was like, well, I got to get it bigger, and I got to win, right? But this one, I would like to win a tournament at Level Up Expo, and I would like to be more hands-on on helping get people aware.
You have not gotten that trophy yet from a
Never
tournament
won there.
Yeah.
No, and I would like to help grow specific games and also just kind of help spread awareness about what's going on here.
And what games do you want to spread awareness about?
I would like if we could get more Crash and MK, maybe another Twisted Metal tournament at some point. Because I mean the last one it was fun, but I think we could do something bigger, better.
Well, you just won one of our biggest tournaments ever with the Crash Team Racing, the Wumpa World Cup at MomoCon.
Hmm.
48 players, one of our biggest, and obviously that's a game you care a lot about. Tell the audience why they should get into Crash Team Racing.
Well, I think that in terms of mascot racing games, it has a low floor, much like a Mario Kart, but it has a very high mechanical and technical skill ceiling that you can use. Like, there's a lot in terms of the execution and just the driving mechanics, and then also in terms of item balance and everything. Like, there's a very good, they keep a spontaneous nature to it while still, like, feeling like you can have a chance as long as you're still in the general realm of playability. But, like, you can get to that level where you can just, like, leave people if they don't know what they're doing just through driving. And, like, that's not something that you can do all the time in a lot of other mascot racing games. And just for the time, too, that console generation, it has a ton of content, has great graphics, art direction. Like it's a very, like technically speaking, it's a very well put together game. And it has a very, likable cast and world and everything.
And I mean, we had a player from Finland come all the way and
That's
play, so
true.
there's an international presence for it, right?
Yeah, like I said, I want to keep pushing it. I want to keep growing it. I'd love if we could break, like 60 or more next year. That would be amazing.
Well, we would gotten close if actually the people had shown up that had
Yep.
signed up. So again, that's why people ask me why don't you do online signups? It's because people don't show up.
Yep.
We need you to sign up in person.
At the 2019 when I signed up online, and then I figured I couldn't go, and I had to email you, be like, dude, sorry, I can't make it. Take me off. At least I went out and contacted you. Most people don't do that. So.
Well, I appreciate the communication there. But, well, once again, congratulations to True Coup, our back-to-back Player of the Year winner. We are just now getting started in our 2025-26 season, and we are going to new places. This is new, us being in Indianapolis. We're going to be at San Japan and Retro Planet in Houston. That's a new one we've signed on to, and we hope you will all join us and make this even bigger than any previous year. And I hope you all take part in this Player of the Year contest and play in as many tournaments as you can, because this guy has grown a lot since he got started. He has fought and worked hard, and it's paid off, and I think it can pay off for the rest of you as well.
Mm-hmm.
So once again, congratulations.
Well, thank you so much.
And we will hopefully see you tomorrow when we have our Tetris and Street Fighter Alpha 3 tournament here at WeebCon Indy 2025. This is Hal Hawkins with the Retro World Series. Keep on gaming.